What is going on, everybody? Simply10 here today with a brand new LEGO video, here to tell you about everything that we know about the LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga video game that is going to be coming out sometime this year. Hopefully. There's been a lot of confusion surrounding this game, including TT Games delaying it multiple times, and then they're not really telling us very much about the game in general, other than one gameplay trailer and like one teaser trailer that we've ever gotten from them officially. We also do have some of the basic descriptions on websites, like on what the game is about, but those don't really tell us that much either. So on the surface, there's a lot of unknown about this game, but when you dive in, you realize that there are a lot of like different rumors and things that have been circling around for months and even like a year now. Of course, we only technically know it because it's not official and it's hard to get official information when the game hasn't been released yet, but these are the 10 things that should sum up everything that we know about this game that should be coming sometime this year. Just one thing that I would like to mention before we jump in here is the fact that I am a channel here on YouTube, which means that, that subscribe button is always down there as an option if you are really interested in this content, because I make content like this fairly often. So if you enjoy this one, there is no doubt that you'll find another one of my videos that you enjoy as well. And there are even prizes if you guys can get me to 1,000 subscribers. But let's get to number one on my list, because this is going to be kind of a longer video with all this content that I have to bring you, and we are going to start off with the basics. So for starters, this video game, if you don't know already, is going to cost $60, and you can actually pre-order it right now on most major retailer websites. However, with that being said, we don't even know when the game is going to be released yet, so I don't even know when that pre-order will be delivered to you. All that we know is that you can pre-order it. This game will be available on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. So yeah, sadly, I don't quite know why, but this game is not going to be available on your Wii. Next up here at number 2, we have to talk about the characters, because the characters are a very major part of this brand new game, and it's because it's going to come with over 500 playable characters. Now, it's not going to be 500 individual characters, it's, going to be sort of like how characters have variations of their costumes, so it's going to be like Luke Jedi, Luke on Hoth, Luke, I don't know, I mean, there's got to be at least 10 variations of Sandboy Luke, right? In addition to this, there's going to be over 150 vehicles as well, including Star Destroyers, all the way down to your lowly AT-ST Walker. Most of these playable items will be able to be earned through the story, so it's not going to be like the Marvel Avengers or Marvel Superheroes games, or even like LEGO DC, where you have to go around and earn them around the city. You're going to be able to earn most of the 500 playable characters and 150 vehicles by just playing through the story. A couple of cool things that are worth mentioning about the characters in this game is the fact that, for one, their costumes will actually change with the environment. And no, I don't mean that when you step Sandboy Luke onto Hoth, he's going to change into a Hoth Luke. I'm saying that he's going to get like snow powdery stuff all over his skin, which adds just a nice little fun touch to the game. In addition to this, there should also be a character customizer, because that's just kind of how LEGO games work. So there should be a character customizer inside, and it's always fun to mess around with those. The character customizer is there, and I'm sure you'll find fun things to do with it, but that's definitely not one of my main draws to the game. The third thing that we can talk about is that we for sure know that there's going to be a story. If a LEGO game doesn't ever come with a story, then what is it doing? The story will include all 9 of the movies in the Skywalker Saga, including the ones from the sequel trilogy, the original trilogy, and the prequel trilogy. The story mode will also have voice lines directly from the movie, most likely, because that's how most story modes work these days. So from the movies, you're going to be hearing iconic voice lines and things like that, so that's pretty cool. However, if you're not into voice lines, which would make sense if you're into sort of that nostalgic factor with this game, then there's actually rumored to be a legacy mode in which the characters will grunt rather than talk, just like they did in the original LEGO Star Wars video games. So yeah, that's just a fun little Easter egg, and I'm glad that TT Games is most likely deciding to do that. Next up here at number 4, we have the play experience, and while this is usually one of the lesser things about LEGO games, this one's actually going to be pretty freaking amazing. It's going to be more complex than any other LEGO game to this date. And the biggest changes to the play experience are going to be with combat. Lightsaber characters will have light and heavy attacks, which means that when you click one button, they'll do a quick light damaging attack, while if you click another one, they'll do a slower, really, I don't know, what's the word, large attack, lots of damage attack. Is there a unique, concise word? Because that's kind of kind of gross. But yeah, that's actually pretty cool and pretty complex compared to most other LEGO games. In addition to this, lightsaber characters will also have combo meters, which means that if you hit someone up into the air, you can continually hit them, even jumping up into the air with them and hitting them over and over again until they don't die, because that would be a bad thing to have in a LEGO video game, so they don't die. Just like my fish in 2nd grade. There's also going to be lots of flexibility with force attacks, but we don't really know much about the force attack side of things because there really isn't much that's been shown to us in terms of leaks and screenshots and screen recordings. But all that we do know is that it's going to be similarly complex to the lightsaber like movements, so I mean there can't be much like wrong LEGO can do, because it's always been one of the better parts of Star Wars games is the ability to like move things around with the force like basically anywhere. Especially like chucking R2-D2 off the cliff, that was like one of the best things to do in those original games. On the other side of things, blaster characters will actually have their own improvement, and this is actually a really interesting one to me, and that's the fact that they're actually going to have sights, which means that it's almost going to be more like a first-person shooter game when you're a blaster character, because you're actually going to have to aim your blaster at the enemy, and if you hit them in the head, then they die instantly, whereas if you hit them somewhere else multiple times in a row, then they'll go flying. There's actually a lot of complexity in the combat section of this game, and it's kind of interesting to me, and I think it's really cool for someone like me. I'll be curious to see if they add some sort of like kid mode in where they can just fire their blaster around in whatever direction, because I mean this game is supposed to be for kids too as well. Next up here at number 5, let's talk a little bit more about the free roam. And in terms of the free roam, we don't know that much about like the size of it or how many planets there's going to be. We just know there's going to be a lot of planets, and in addition to this, there's actually going to be like big class vehicles that you're going to be able to explore around inside of. So something like a Death Star or an Imperial Star Destroyer or a Venator or anything big like that in the LEGO Star Wars universe, you'll actually be able to walk around inside of. And with these big vehicles, don't worry, they're also still pilotable, so you can move around the Death Star, but you can also walk around inside of it. Another big thing that we know about free roam is that as you're walking around, either on a planet or as you're soaring around through space, there is a chance that you'll be attacked by the Imperial Navy, which is pretty awesome because it's just a random skirmish that you can have in space whenever you want without having to go and do a story or something like that, which is a cool thing to me, because if it's half as cool as some of the best things in this game that we know about it, then I'm sure that I'll enjoy it once it comes out. One second, I gotta switch sticky notes here. I've never had to do that before. This is a lot of information, so you're welcome, world. And next up here at number 6, these are a little bit smaller things and not like as important to the game, but there are a couple of like classic LEGO Star Wars things that aren't going to be in this brand new one. And the two most notable to me aren't like these big things and they aren't big changes, but they're kind of like, this is interesting how LEGO decided to move past this, because I thought this was, you know, something that would just stick around forever. And the first thing that's changing is the gold brick. That's right, it's not going to be a gold brick in the new game, it's going to be a Kyber brick. And in addition to this, there's going to be 952 Kyber bricks, which we know based on a screenshot that we've seen sometime in the past year. And in addition to this, as we've seen characters walk around in screenshots or screen recordings of this game, we know that the studs are going to be different as well. However, this is a much more slight change. It's just going to be hollow studs rather than solid studs. So they're going to be a little bit like glowy and a little bit translucent. Still basically the same thing, but an interesting take on something that's been a very classic part of LEGO for such a long time. At number 7, it's time to dive into the Deluxe Edition of this game, because yes, there's going to be a Deluxe Edition, and this is honestly probably a really cool Deluxe Edition of a game. As far as we know right now, it's only going to cost $10 more than the normal version at $70, and it's going to come with a DLC bundle, a really awesome box art that has like a really like awesome look of Darth Vader on the front of it, and when you take the protective sleeve off the outside, his helmet pops off and then you can see his face. Like, how awesome is that? I think that's really cool and something that I will be really into doing with my Deluxe Edition box, because you best believe that I'm going to be getting the Deluxe Edition. In addition to this, probably the least exciting part about this Deluxe Edition is the fact that it's going to come with Luke Skywalker with blue milk, but then he has a little bit of blue milk on his face, and then he has a blue milk container. And here at number 8, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the DLC bundle I just mentioned, because it's going to come with 8 DLC packs, so I thought that it deserved its own section. 6 of these DLC packs are going to be character packs, starting off with the Mandalorian Pack 1 and the Mandalorian Pack 2. This then moves on to the Rogue One Pack and Solo Pack, rounding out the Star Wars Stories packs. And then in addition to this, we're going to be getting a Classic Character Pack and the Bad Batch pack. Yeah, that probably didn't sound very right for the last one, but I mean, when you think about it, and the Bad Batch pack. Maybe I should have just said and Bad Batch. Yeah. The other 2 packs in this DLC are unknown to us right now, which is rather interesting because, I mean, you're able to buy the Deluxe Edition, which has the DLC packs in it, so why don't we know what all the DLC packs are going to be? I don't know, maybe that's just because I'm weird and that's what they do with most games. I just don't really pay attention, unless it's like Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. And here at number 9, the question that is on everyone's mind, what is going to be the release date of this highly anticipated LEGO video game? And well, the short answer to this is no one knows. I don't even know if TT Games knows because, I mean, in their tweet when they said that they were going to delay the release again, they said that they'd let us know when they knew. So hypothetically, if TT Games wasn't completely just outright lying to us, then they don't know when this game is going to release exactly. However, that doesn't mean that we can't theorize what's going through their minds as I speak. So yeah, after this game has been delayed twice, fans are really wanting an exact release date. That way they can just like mark it on their calendar, put it away, and just count down the days until it comes. It was originally supposed to come out October 21st of 2020, I believe, and then it was delayed in the gameplay trailer to spring of 2021, which was just a release window. And then recently, at the beginning of this month, I believe, TT Games posted that they were going to be delaying the game again. However, this time they did not give us a date. Smart of them, but also like mean of them because we kind of want a release date. But yeah, when this release date may be revealed, the soonest time that this could happen is most likely on June 12th, which, if you didn't know, is when E3 is happening this year. And if you didn't know, this same video game was talked about in the last E3, so I mean, it would make logical sense for them to talk about it again in the new one, and it would be a great time to reveal a brand new trailer, along with an exact release date. That way fans can be really hyped and really excited going into summer. Or nothing could happen and we could still just be... No. If they don't tell us anything on E3, they're really testing our patience, guys, but at least we know all these things that we do know about the game so far, because it is quite a bit, as you see now. And to round it off here at number 10, is it going to be a good game? Now, honestly, I can't sit here and tell you that it is going to be, but based on what we know, there's also, what we don't know, but based on what we know, it is going to be a good game, and whether or not it's the greatest LEGO game of all time, that's left to be said. But I think that TT Games has set themselves up to be successful and really create a really awesome LEGO video game that fans have been hoping for years and years and years, and they finally revealed it like a year and a half ago, and now all that's left is for them to release it. However, with that being said, does that mean you should pre-order the game? And I'm pretty sure that my answer to that would be no. And the reason why is you don't really know what's going to be in it. I mean, you've seen things like Cyberpunk or Black Ops 4 or other games like that fans have like really massively pre-ordered, and the developers are like, well, we can just sort of just release it now and just hope it's good because we're gonna make plenty of money off of it anyways. Now, I'm not saying that TT Games is going to do the same thing, and there are also plenty of other really great games that people have pre-ordered and they've been great games in the end. I'm just saying that maybe wait until someone gets a game and reviews it and you can watch the review on it. Like, I'm sure IGN will be able to review it like way before you're able to even receive it in the mail from a pre-order. But yeah, maybe wait until something like that happens before you decide to go and pre-order this game. But I mean, if you really think that this game is going to be awesome and you just want to get it out of your mind, then, well, pre-order, be my guess. But just don't get mad at me if it goes horribly wrong. Wow, that was a 6-minute video I just recorded for, like, not the outro, but the sort of outro. So yeah, anyways, that's all that I had to say for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to let me know by leaving a like or even a comment in the section down below, letting me know what I did well, what I should change, or even what I should do in the next one, or what your favorite thing that you are anticipating from this LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga video game. In addition to this, don't forget about my invitation to subscribe at the beginning of this video, and those prizes if you guys can get me to 1,000 subscribers. But it's okay if you don't do any of those things, because what I'm really hoping for is that I entertained you enough to see you in the next one.